Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about Uranus in major adverse aspect to the North Node in a natal horoscope. Well, as most of you know, Uranus is connected with independence, rebellion, innovation, unanticipated changes, things that are science, connected with science, technology, computers, electronics. And we look at the North Node is connected with what we generally emphasize or accentuate in the second half of our lives, generally or approximately after the age of 30. And we look at the North Node, it's connected with our soul's mission or our purpose. Well, anyway, first thing I'd like to get at on this is the fact that somebody has an adverse aspect from Uranus to the North Node. It could indicate that perhaps the person is having may not really want to conform or go with maybe the changes of contemporary society or what the new fads or trends may be. There might be an aversion or an anathema to doing so. Or this person may simply get caught up in a lot of changes and fluctuations in general, and this could be something that might preclude this person to some degree in terms of attaining what their mission or their purpose may be, and it might cause some problems this way. This person might also think that he or she is maybe up with the time, so to speak, and really isn't, or this person may feel there's no need to conform with anything new and different, and it could lead to one's detriment. It could indicate somebody that experiences some kind of rebellious and or iconoclastic behavior to some degree. A lot of what's important is where the house Uranus is in the horoscope. If Uranus is in the 6th house and makes an adverse aspect from this house, it could indicate maybe there's some distractions and upheavals connected with the person's work and health, and might cause some kind of problem or might preclude this person or at least delay them in terms of maybe pursuing what their mission or their purpose may be. And let's say that Uranus was in the 7th house, it could indicate there might be some upheavals or unanticipated changes associated with some kind of partnerships or relationships with others that might be problematic or might be causing a distraction toward this person finding their happiness through their mission or purpose, generally after the age of 30. We look at this placement, or I should say, I'm sorry, these aspects that in this, as far as Uranus making an adverse aspect to the North Node, it could indicate that perhaps when we look at this person might have a very, I guess we could say, let's say egocentric but an individualist type approach and things, and this person might feel, well, I don't really want to do such and such, maybe because it kind of conflicts or intervenes with my freedom or my independence. But the key is to put those egocentric needs aside and say, okay, well, maybe I could pursue this, and because even if it means perhaps, for example, working under a supervisor as opposed to working by yourself, it could lead to greater happiness ultimately for him or her. And it's really about finding that I guess we could say, knowing when to curtail that need for independence and freedom, and when to really have it and actually enjoy it, because perhaps sacrificing that freedom and independence for a short time may lead to greater freedom or independence later on, perhaps as a result of making more money through whatever that mission or purpose is that's connected with the North Node. And even though Uranus makes a negative aspect to this, I think if they could work through those, I guess we could say, those distractions or diversions of the upheavals that are connected with the negativity with the aspect, since Uranus does rule computers, electronics, and innovation, perhaps this person may be able to do some kind of work with this and find some kind of happiness through this. And of course, if there are in most people's charts, there will be some positive aspects as well to the North Node. This could help alleviate to some degree some of the negativity that may be caused by this aspect. So, and the reason I say this is because you don't ever want to isolate one particular aspect in one chart or put too much emphasis on it. Although the tighter the aspect, and when I say tighter, the smaller the orb in the aspect, obviously the more intense it's going to be. So that's something to take into consideration as well. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Uranus and major adverse aspect to the North Node in the natal horoscope. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about Neptune conjunct the North Node in the natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis on a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.